G'day everyone and welcome back to episode 82, where today we'll be going back to the little village section inside of our Wild West Falls area. But first I wanted to start off with just that little bit of fencing behind the ride there as we start to work on the backstage area as well. Just there's just a little road that runs behind there, so it's nothing special, and yeah, it's kind of just an easy build, that one. I did want to build this sign a little bit smaller than what I eventually did, but I quickly realized that when building this, it was very beneficial for the sight lines and really like determining the sections of the ride if this was just a big section of timber. So I'm still unsure about that part, but I might do it. Obviously that's the part of the sign that has the population and then a gunshot and the number goes down, and then obviously the grade pops up, but we obviously can't do that in this game unless someone's very talented and feels like building a animatronic that can do that. Yeah, we're kind of stuck with what we have. So I pretty much got stuck on this build. I didn't know what I wanted to do for this area. As you can see in the background, I have already gone ahead and pretty much planned out where I do want to build buildings. The different colors are going to be the different episodes. So obviously it's back to 2 buildings an episode, trying to get that, just trying to have this ride as close to finish as we can before episode 90. I really want to have the pretty much basics of the ride done before that episode. So we should be finished this section by 85, and then yeah, we can start on that final lift hill and the stress of that, which will be fun in itself. But I think I struggled with this part of the build more for just the sizing. This part of the ride in real life is a lot more bigger than what we have. I just didn't really see the point of dragging this section out with all different buildings, as a lot of them were repeating themselves when I really thought about it. And they're obviously in that ride built semi-miniature style, so it's kind of hard to implement animatronics in here. I did initially, I had a plan of the cowboys that's standing and he does the kicking motion. I was going to have the igniter for the TNT sitting on the ground and he accidentally kicks it and then it triggers the explosion on the water tank you see down there, and that's where the water falls onto the guests and absolutely drenches them. But yeah, it's putting them in this area. It's a little bit weird just having one random animatronic after we've gone the whole ride pretty much without them at this point. So I did have to pull that and try to think of something else. So I settled on just a tiny little sheriff sort of building. It's all about like this part of the ride is pretty much a ghost town. Like there really shouldn't be any life essentially in the buildings, more that something's gone on and yeah, the town's pretty much been deserted for some reason, which is, it's really weird when you think about it for a ride. But I just don't see the point in just having these animatronics having a shooting battle in the middle of this ride, as I feel like it's been done over and over again in Planet Coaster. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. But yeah, as I said, once I have this all finished and I can actually sit back and think about this ride in its entirety, I think we might come back to a couple of areas and change some things up. So the most part I struggled with most of this was the building heights. I think that a lot of where that force perspective is you sit really low in the ride vehicle. So these buildings don't need to be full height. So you really need to work hard to create just that false scale of height. And they achieve that very well in the real park by having the buildings all destroyed, because your brain doesn't interpret the ride being broken. The building's being broken. You see a doorway and you think, well, I know how big that door is, I could stand there. But obviously not having any of these animatronics in front of them doors helps. So finding the right color scheme as well is very hard. I end up just turning it towards the sun off camera, and you'll see when I come back in a couple of minutes. That's pretty much what I decide on at the end, is just that sort of coloring. It's hard to get right with this sort of ride. So you'll see here, I initially had all fake windows, and it just looked too weird to me for a broken down city, and I couldn't have what I wanted. So you'll see here me flick back. This is after me inserting them building pieces in that gave me a bit more space in the windows, just to have the windows more open and see-through, because this part of the ride is normally on the right side of the log flume essentially, but I quickly realized that it being on the hill on the right side, you can't see inside of these buildings. So I needed to have this building on the left so that I could make it look like there was something in here. Oh, this is just my little sort of hidden Mickey in the ride, that when guests go around, it's that thing that you catch out of the corner of your eye when it's like, oh, hang on, I swear I just seen something staring at me. But because this is a ghost town, so we need to have at least something a little bit scary in there for the guests to freak out about. But then the rest is just me filming this last little section. I did have the idea, I don't know if you guys would like it or not, but for the other side of the building, I was watching an old Buster Keating some YouTube video on when the building splits and falls on top of him, and I thought that'd be pretty cool to have a building where the front's been blown off and it's leaning towards the ride, but I don't know whether that would fit what we're trying to build. Let me know in the comments if you think something like that would be cool to have a go at. I might have a go and then just revert back to what we did beforehand. But yeah, this is another episode done. As I said, we're chugging along real nicely. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember to check out one of these videos here. It's really helping out. I'm getting really close to 500 subscribers, so it's been insane watching that slowly grow over time. But thank you so much for watching, but most importantly, have a great day. See you in the next one.